Good morning, brothers and sisters in Christ. It's now the month of September, and this is a typical time throughout the church, at least in the Western world, that many parishes do stewardship drives. We did our first one a few years ago before the pandemic, and then we took a couple of years off as we were trying to regroup and figure out where we were. But now we're back to trying to implement this again as an annual practice. We do so for a couple of very important reasons. One, it helps the parish plan. One, it helps us know where we stand. Hopefully, with the plan to giving that people are going to offer us, with people volunteering, especially as the new academic year begins, it tends to be a natural time for people to get into new volunteer opportunities, whether it's helping out with religious ed in the classrooms, helping out with the fall festival, helping out with the different activities we have as we start planning the school year, and helping people get involved. It also is just a great reminder for us that we need to reevaluate our participation in the church on different levels and multiple times throughout our life. And we need to make sure we do that on a somewhat regular basis. And this is an opportunity for us to look at the way in which we're involved in all the different capacities in our time, our talent, and our treasure. The most important thing that we need to do is make sure that we're showing up, especially to the sacraments, as we talked about the last couple of weekends. It's very important for us to make sure we're at Mass, that we're trying to show up to adoration, that we are people of prayer. If we don't have that part of the puzzle together first and foremost, then nothing else is going to work the way that it's supposed to. And so my first encouragement is please make sure that we are participating in the sacramental life of the church. After that, I want to encourage you to be a volunteer, to get involved in the different activities we have. There are always opportunities we have coming up for people to get involved, to look for opportunities to serve, to minister to our brothers and sisters, especially our youth. A lot of great opportunities for us to get plugged in there. And then lastly, just because we have to have it, we have to ask for your money as well. Everything that we do here, everything that we support, every bill that we pay comes only from your generosity. It comes from nowhere else. And so I need to ask you guys to continue to be generous. Our staff does enjoy getting their paycheck. They work very hard for it. And so we want to make sure that we treat them appropriately. We're able to pay them a just wage and helping us continue to move in the right direction, especially as our parish continues to grow. We need to make sure that we have the staff ready to help serve them, to minister to them. There's always the talk, especially for our younger families, of the hope of a school one day, which is definitely one of the hopes of the parish, but we're not able to do that until we get ourselves out of debt, which we still have $1.9 million that we owe before we can even start thinking about that as a real possibility. We have a couple of things we're working on down the road that hopefully we'll be able to talk about to help us get out of debt a little bit sooner, but that's a topic for another day. But know that we are working on multiple different things to help us move in the right direction. Just a brief recap, and I'm probably going to say similar things at some of the masses, but I want to make sure that we understand where we stand as a parish, as a whole. So right now we're at roughly 1,200 families. With our move over of software, we're trying to get a much more accurate number, but that seems to be a ballpark number of where we stand. Right now, out of those 1,200 families, only 216 of them are giving regularly to the parish funds, and then about 113 families that give occasionally, which makes about 27% of our overall parish that are giving at least somewhat regularly, and that gives us 73% or 871 of our families that are not giving at all. And so we want to pay special attention to those numbers. We want to be mindful of them. We want to be looking at maybe trying to move ourselves in the right direction. And so my first ask is, if you are giving nothing, please give something. One of the precepts of the church, one of the 5 things we have to do to be a Catholic in good standing, is we have to support the needs of the church. And this is in all of the areas: showing up, being present, volunteering, but also giving of our resources. And so please be mindful of that and give as you are able. And the church doesn't say how much we give or a specific percentage, just encourages that we give. A good ballpark number is 10% total to charity of our income as we're able to, and 5% to your local parish, and then 5% outside. The Archbishop likes one of that outside 5% to one of those percentage points to maybe go to the Archbishop's call to share, which just passing on his request as well in this time of stewardship. And then our average gift that is given is $27.25 each week, which again, the fact that we're trying to pay for all the lights, the electricity, the heating in the winter, the staff, the insurance on this place, all of those normal bills that every business, that every household has, we have many times over because we are not a small campus. We're not a small household. We are a very large one. I would like to see if that gift can get us up a little bit higher, if we can add at least a few dollars to that on average. If not, get us closer to a $50 gift average would be very helpful to us, help us expand and continue to do the things we need to do, and help us work on that debt reduction. Again, nobody likes talking about money, but it is a necessity, and it's a part of the puzzle of how this parish is able to operate and continue to function. And so I do ask all of our parishioners to prayerfully consider either giving if you're not giving now, or if you have been giving, to help us give even more. Because as every other cost in the world goes up, and I know that includes your own, so do ours. We are feeling the inflation bubble as well, and so please prayerfully consider what you're able to give. Please know that you're in my prayers, especially in this time of discernment, and please help us continue to make this parish an amazing place to be. God bless.